What's up, everybody? Brett here. Here today, excited as hell. It's the release date of Battle Brothers Blazing Deserts DLC, and I am stoked, guys. For us lowly plebeians who did not get early access, it's okay. I'm not bitter. I'm not salty. I'm just happy to finally get my hands on this game and start to play. Guys, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Brett. Channel's Goodtalk Gaming. I play lots of strategy games. We have played the hell out of some Battle Brothers in the past. We've had epic runs. We did a Beast and Exploration DLC playthrough when that came out. We did multiple Warriors of the North playthroughs. And we also did a series where we ran through all the company origins and had a lot of fun. So I'm not a novice in this game whatsoever. I love this game a lot, and I'm excited today to finally be experiencing the DLC for myself. And for those of you playing along at home, good luck. So let's go ahead and start a new campaign. So, alright. 3 new company origins to choose from. The first is going to be the Southern Mercenaries option, which is kind of generic. It's, it's just a standard start that takes place in the South. Might do one of those eventually, just for the fun of it. But let's keep it real themed. The other one, which probably has the most flavor in my mind, and maybe the most potential for like a really cool, like if you guys want to get involved, as y'all have in the past, where we name the characters, we give them storylines, some of you even go so far as to write really cool like fanfic, like this one's got it. Some certain characters, certain subscribers out there, you could be the slaves, I guess, the captives, and the other people could be the overseers. It'd be super fun. So I'm kind of saving this for maybe a longer run, but Manhunters, it's definitely an option. Some of you guys are going to love this, I think. So, and then the last one, the one that we're going to be doing today, spoilers, is going to be the Gladiator run. So let me go ahead and read what this is all about. You fought in the arenas of the South for years, first for your freedom, then for crowns, and finally to become immortal. What else does fate have in stock for you? Gladiators. Start with 3 experienced gladiators with good equipment, but very high daily wages. Legends of the Arena. Each gladiator has a unique trait in combat, and they're pretty damn strong from what I've seen. And then Glorious 3. You can never have more than 12 men in your roster. That sucks. That's a huge detriment. And if all of your 3 starting men should die, your campaign ends. Not so bad, because we do save the game in our runs. I've beaten this game enough times in enough different difficulties and ways that I don't feel the need to like flex by never saving. However, I don't save scum. But I do like to have the option, should I so choose, to take extremely stupid and difficult fights just to see if I can do it, and then I reserve the right to reload and just continue on without having killed my entire party off, just to see if I could take on like 3 Lindworms in the mid-game. So, this is what we're doing. It's going to be badass. As always, guys, feel free to leave your name suggestions. If you're a subscriber, I'm going to give you like first pick, obviously, especially over the gladiators themselves. Those guys are going to be sweet. I have named our company the Glorious 3 after their rule here. This is one of the new banners. I love this one. I think this one's amazing. It is going to be used in a different run, I think. It's got so much potential for a really cool run. I like all of them, honestly. They all kind of draw on their different influences. But the color scheme of this, the teal with the gold and the white, that's like chef's kiss for me. And we're going to go into the late game crisis, the Holy War. The new late game crisis will be the Holy War. So between northern and southern cultures, if you survive for long enough, the following ones will be chosen at random. So the parameters for this Let's Play are going to be that we're probably, unless you guys are loving it and this, the series is killing it, I'm not going to kill the Kraken, right? I'm not going to go through the whole Ratchetgeist quest. I'm not going to probably kill the Emperor, though I might. Those are some really late game stuff where you need to have your brothers kitted out in renowned gear. Everything's got to be optimized. You guys have got to be maxed out +5. We probably won't get there, right? But I would like to experience what the Holy War has to offer and what this origin has to offer as well. So, economic difficulty, we're going to stick with beginner. It's just more fun. Let's have more flexibility in the early game. Let's not stress. Same for starting funds. All this does, I can get there, guys. I know how to game the system. I know how to spend like the first 20 turns doing certain things to get more money, certain trade you can do. There's all sorts of stuff you can do to like weasel your way out of the early game and come out of it with money. Doesn't make for good videos. So we're going to skip past that. We are going to use and check this box here for the Unexplored map, a new feature in the DLC that I'm very excited about. Such a little thing that I think is going to add a lot of flavor to our campaigns. So an optional way to play the game where the map is entirely unexplored and not visible to you at the start of your campaign. You'll have to discover everything on your own, which makes your campaign more difficult, but potentially also more exciting. Recommended only for experienced players. For sure, you can always follow the road, guys. If you want to find a city, follow the road. It's usually that simple. And then combat difficulty, beginners perhaps a little too easy, veteran perhaps a little too hard, or expert rather, and then veterans kind of that just right Goldilocks start. So without any further ado, y'all, let's head on in. I'm freaking excited. It's the first time we're loading it up. You guys are going to get my first impressions. It should be a simple matter, killing a man. But unfamiliarity toughens the flesh. Murderers caught in the street, choking away, arms tensed, hands clenched, screaming, "Why won't their victims die?" Their motherly estate comes undone, hitting her husband with the fire iron again and again, and yet he still draws breath long after the flames have died. A bored vizier, unsure of why his torturers struggle with the criminal, the maddened man mocking them as they cut away appendages most important. But to a gladiator, a man is not just a man. He is a wielder of weapons. Swords, axes, spears, tridents, and more. Once you are past all these manifested defenses, he is mere flesh and most familiar. And to dispatch him is not a matter of struggle, but of entertainment. Entertainment! Competition with every ounce of skin in the game, and the revelry of the crowds. These are the things you love. Let the philosophers wax on and off about the nature of how things come to live and die. When you plunge a sword into some fool's neck, not only does blood gush upon your blade, but the crowd gushes upon your accomplishment. It is most wonderful sound in the world, and the women who come after, so hot and bothered they don't even wait for you to clean the entrails off before jumping your bones. Glorious, that's hilarious. I love the writing in this game. Glorious. But it gets boring too. How many fights has it been? You can't count. How many challenges? You can't even name a single one. Not a single one. Uthman the Lion, Abani the Bear, and Glebe the Viper all agree. You're just too damn good. And they're pretty good too, if you're being honest. All four of you agree though. You shall depart the arenas and forge a champion spirit across the whole world. The gladiators have some proclivities for the opulent, particularly for scented baths and jewelry that spells their names. So they like to be iced out. So prepare to pay a tidy sum for each as you finance their lavish lifestyles outside the comfort of the city-states. And so it will be. Your three solid, but not all-time great fighting buddies will display their martial prowess, and you will be matched with a new challenge, learning how to manage warriors who are not at your level and their needs. Should be easy. The artwork is pretty sweet here too. Alright guys, we're in it. I haven't played Battle Brothers in a long time. I have avoided all spoilers of the still hidden variety after all the blog updates. There are things I do not know, and I'm excited to get into this. Our daily wages are 183 crowns a day. That means we're going to have to do something right off the bat. Look at this map. Just to kind of get an idea of the scale here. Oh my god, it's huge. Okay. There are new tabs I want to look at before we even kind of get started too much. There is a Retinue Tab that's been added. It's all currently locked. We can look at our donkey. For 5 grand, we can upgrade it. Okay. Our renown currently unknown. Oh, did that have our shield? Oh my god, what a cool touch. It's not just some generic shield. It's our actual shield for our company. Cool. Anything else here? We can look at the factions. So we can see who the factions are ahead of time. House Winterhall, House Folsack, and then House Eberlin. Got it. And then the city-state of Rasanan, the city of Karakan, and then the protectorate of Hikmah. Interesting. And look at the kind of like the difference in their dress and stuff. Very cool. Middle Eastern, Persian, Babylonian influences. And then let's look at our brothers. Before we do anything else, probably the most important thing. We've got levels to put. So, oh man, honestly, I haven't thought too much about how to level these brothers right off the bat. I want to look at their gear. We've got a lot of stuff to go over and a lot of things to really understand before we get into our first battles. That way we know how best to make use of our brothers. So first things first, let's look at Uthman the Lion. Melee skill 3 stars, melee defense 2 stars, and then fatigue 2 stars. He's going to be excellent in combat. They've given him a scimitar, one-handed sword, which has gash and slash. We'll get into that once we get into battles, for those of you not familiar. A Gladiator Helmet, an impressive metal helmet crafted to intimidate the opponents of pit fighters in arenas of the southern city-states. 225, that's amazing for an early game helmet. And then, okay, so it has an attachment, a Gladiator Harness. A leather harness commonly worn by pit fighters in arenas of the southern city-states. This harness has padded arm pieces attached that provide additional protection. I wonder if this comes with an attachment. Has an armor attachment which can be replaced but will be destroyed in the process. Interesting. I wonder if it just gives some durability stat. We'll figure that out later, that's for sure. One-time net use. I wish you could get your nets back after battle. I would use nets all the time. They're still good, don't get me wrong, but like I would use the hell out of nets if they were reusable. So let's read their backgrounds too. We got to get to know these guys because we're going to be hanging out with them for a while. Uthman the Lion thinks muscles make for glory. Wrong. Captain, it is I, Glebe the Viper, who commands the ladies of this realm. Need not ask me how. Behold, look at it. Look at the size of it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fools, train all you want. You can't have this. What a That might be the best thing I've ever read in this game. That's pretty close. Pretty close. So as an arena fighter, one of his traits is he gets +5 resolve. So his resolve already starts off very good at 49. Hearing a crowd chant your name can be addicting. This character is starting to enjoy the deadly fights of the arena and dispatching his opponents in a way that entertains the crowds. So far, this character has fought in 5 matches and won all of them. His specific trait is Glorious Resolve. Forged in the arenas of the South, this character has fought man and beast alike, and it takes a lot to break his resolve. His fabulous lifestyle demands high pay, but he'll never desert you and can't be dismissed if all 3 of them die. Okay. So reroll every failed morale check for a second chance. And then he has Irrational, so sometimes he has really high morale and sometimes he has really low morale. And he's also quick, so his initiative is quite high. Very good. Good brother. Next, guys. And we will go through this stuff. So he has another Gladiator Helmet. This is another 225. And he's got a better Gladiator Harness than his bro. Interesting. This guy's got the points in Resolve, so I'm thinking he's supposed to be the Sergeant. And I think that's correct. So Abani the Bear. He's got one of the new heavy Southern Maces. Very strong. And then this shield is a Sipar shield. Full metal round shield of Southern design. Quite heavy, but also durable. It is quite heavy. 18 fatigue is a lot. But the defensive stats on it and its durability are quite good. And this Gladiator Harness, like, it just looks... So it's just the attachment on it that's better, perhaps. This is an extra 55 durability. Cool. Okay. And let's read his, because these are obviously hilarious. Abani the Bear is not the best warrior here, let's be clear. Captain, look at my muscles. It is... Or is it not I, Uthman the Lion, who commands the greatest reward of life, the fear of one's own enemies? Look, if I lather a little and catch the light, the muscles gleam. Would it not be that the heavens were mistaken for above when all the women say they find them right here, particularly here upon my glorious pecs? That's awesome. Alright, and his thing is... He gains 5% damage reduction with every hit taken, up to a limit of 25%. This dude is going to be an absolute tank. He's going to be so hard to take down. And then, lastly, we have Glebe the Viper here. Why are you looking at Glebe the Viper? Captain, it is I. Abani the Bear, who is your greatest gladiator. I am the one who swept the legs of a lindworm and choked it out with its own tail. What you bastards say? You call that a tall tale? Ha! 'Tis a horizontal lizard at best. Alright, I love it. And he doesn't have any bonus traits, unlike Uthman. So that's... Maybe we missed out there. But he's got glorious quickness, Glebe does. So upon killing an enemy on their turn, this character immediately regains 1 action point. So he might just be, like, amazing with this dagger, this new dagger, which is going to give us access to Death Blow. which is something, once again, we'll go over. He's got a Gladiator Helmet as well, a really cool-looking one, and the same kind of lower-tier armor. But his stats rely on melee skill as well as melee defense. And then he's also got high initiative. So he's someone that we could easily spec into, you know, a fast mover who, with high initiative, just always goes first. So I think it's always prudent to start with student. So let's get that done. For those of you who don't know, it's going to give us additional experience, allow us to level up quicker. Let's do that for everyone real quick before I kind of decide what to do here. The perks, as far as I know, haven't been changed, which I'm surprised. I thought we would see some new perks. I'm a big fan of Colossus, especially in the early game. Our brothers do not have a lot of HP as of yet. This brother has 3 stars in hit points. He's going to be just immortal. I've talked a bit, I think, in the comment section and other areas in some of the videos about some of the newer traits that I think, or perks rather, that are going to be very important in the newer, against a lot of the newer enemies. And I think footwork is going to be incredibly important. And I'm going to put some priority on that, I think. Rotation is something that I've gotten a lot of value from in the past, and I think that's going to be invaluable for us as well. I think for now, though, I'm going to go with my gut. Getting 25% bonus hit points usually adds up to like 25 hit points by the end, and also reduces the chance to sustain injuries, which I also find quite valuable. And this is going to help us sustain in the early game on every brother. Every brother who's meant to be in a frontliner, at least. Alright, so next up, I would probably just go with Brawny. Our fatigue is pretty good on these guys. I think Brawny's absolutely necessary on a Bonnie. Could perhaps go for Shield Expert. I see him using a shield probably for the remainder of this Let's Play. Could go with like triple rotation instead of triple Brawny. But for me, like, these are like guaranteed value picks. And I think that's what we're going to go with next. I think they're all just going to go for Brawny next. Okay. How do we level these guys? Well, we're going to lean into their strengths as hard as we can. His resolve is not great, but thanks to his trait, it's not horrible either. I think we definitely take the 3 here in melee skill. We definitely take the 3 in melee defense. And then after that, it's tempting to either go for hit points. 3 in resolve, we'll probably get better resolve there. If this was a 4 or something, I would jump on more fatigue. But I think we can probably afford... Alright, for me right now, it's either 3 range defense, which is a pretty damn good roll. 5 initiative, or 3 hit points, just for that extra early game survivability. Yeah, I'm tempted in a lot of different ways right now. I think I'm going to go with hit points. I'm not going to pump hit points too much on these guys, but let's definitely try and keep them alive. Alright, now I'm going to take the 4 here. That's too good to pass, I think. Yeah, we're going to take the 3 there, and probably just take the 3 here as well. It sucks to pass on the 6. But we'll see that more. We'll get high initiative on him, and he'll probably be a character that stays in medium-ish armor for the majority of our campaign, if that's how we're going to build him. Okay, good rolls, guys. Let's get him. I'll take the 4 in fatigue. He's going to need all the fatigue he can get. I will take... I hate this 1 roll here. I'll take the 4 there. And because he's definitely going to be our sergeant character, I'm going to take the 4 here as well in resolve. And we'll get ready for that. Alright, the 3 there is perfect. I've never seen range defense rolls like this. That's kind of insane. His rolls are insane. There's so much that I want. I don't think we need to get greedy for HP too much. Or resolve quite yet. Let's take the good melee defense rolls. Happy to take a 3 there. Happy to take a 4 there in fatigue. And then I think we will just go ahead and we'll take the 4 here. We'll pass on the melee defense in exchange for, I think, what should be 5 HP. Let's get him over that 70 threshold, which for me is critical. There are weapons in the game that can one-shot you from below 70 HP. Oh, nice. A 4 roll and melee skill. Quite good. And If this was a 4, I would take it in a heartbeat. It's competing with another 4 roll in HP. But let's just take it. Let's get him over 10. And with that, guys, we're pretty much good to go. That's about all the familiarity we need to get with our characters. We've got wine and dried lamb in inventory. We also have bandages, which we should give to someone. Put that in there offhand. And, yeah, let's go into our first city-state, Caracan. Oh, I gotta unpause it. Let me get in there. All right. What do we have here? Because this is going to be our central, like, hub for a while. We have 2 contracts on offer. Let's soak it all in. We've got an arena, a weaponsmith, an alchemist, a temple, obviously the marketplace, and the men that we can hire. We're going to check all this out right now because I'm super stoked. Go to the marketplace and just see what's available. What are the prices like? Let's try and get a feel. Prices aren't bad. When I see tools at 200, prices are good. When I see them at about 250, that's not bad. It's not terrible. I can live with that. We've got some of the new shields, 15 and 20 in terms of defense. The new armors, man, I want to just sit for a second and look at it, but hopefully I'm not just boring you guys to death. So we've got the scimitars and the saifs. So a scimitar, perhaps just an upgrade over the saif. Look how many of them there are. They're pretty damn stocked. And then the light southern maces, okay. We've got the new shields, which only have 18 durability. Shield with a metal frame covered in leather. Offers good protection against range attacks due to its size, but it's not very sturdy. I mean, this is a pretty cheap one. We're going to hire someone here. Almost certainly. So I'm just kind of looking to see what I could afford. They got a lot of busted gear here. And I think we could throw together, like, get a saif, get a shield. You know, some real basic headgear, perhaps. Something cheap. And then one of these linothorax. A breastplate made of several layers of linen. And these I would like to buy, but it seems kind of a little out of my price range at the moment. Let's just back up. They've got some of the new trade goods. Incense, spices. Okay, that's actually food. That's rice. Okay. And then we've got dates as another form of food. Alright, that's that for that. I'm not going to spend my money until I know exactly what we need. Right? A gladiator here for 6 grand. So our gladiator is just going to be so expensive I won't be able to get them till late. Because I would love to get as many gladiators in our party as we can. He might be more expensive just because of his gear, but also he's 4 levels up. That's kind of a lot. Are there any potential candidates here? I'm seeing daytellers, you know, shepherds, indebted. They receive no daily wage. Interesting, I didn't know that. But do they still suffer from not being able to be leveled past level 7? That's what I need to know. Or is that only for that one particular company origin? I don't know. And the thing is, see here we've got a manhunter too. The thing is we need to be a bit particular because remember, oh look how expensive he is. We can only have 12 men in our party, so anyone we add to our group has to really contribute or they'll die. They'll die and they'll just get replaced and run over. I don't know about those pickings here. I'm usually partial to butchers. He's pretty cheap. His daily wages are a bit high. But you can get some okay stats out of a butcher usually. I don't think I would go with shepherds or anything like that. Though maybe, I don't know. He comes with a sling. One of the new slings it looks like. So that's why he's 500. But I think our 3 gladiators in the start will be able to just kind of take care of business. 2-handed scimitars we've got here. The nomad sling here, which is probably what we're paying for with that shepherd. We've also got the sword lance, which might be my new favorite weapon. Like the Bardiche was in our last playthroughs. I love the Bardiche, man. 2-handed saif. It's a cleaver. This one is also a cleaver. This one's much more expensive. The stats are better. Yeah, so a 2-handed scimitar is perhaps... It all comes down to moveset, guys. Movesets and tiers. So I'm trying to understand if this weapon, though cheaper and perhaps weaker, still has a place as a higher tier weapon, or whether or not its moveset is different from that of the scimitar. And that stuff we'll learn eventually together. We've also got the Alchemist here. Could buy some grenades. We could get a fire lance. Oh my god. Maybe we could just get a super cheap guy and just hook him up with a fire lance. That's greedy. We'll get there, guys. We're gonna be fire lancing dudes left and right at some point. And then the temple, which doesn't do anything new. What potions did he actually have, though? I don't know if I took a second. Second wind potion, if you want to read what some of this stuff does, you're welcome to. Night Owl Elixir, Lionheart Potion, of course, Poison Oil, and Antidote. And then we've got the new grenades, the Smoke Pot, the Fire Pot, and the Flash Pot. I need to memorize what they look like. That way, if an enemy pulls one out, I know what's about to happen to me. Smoke Pots are swirly like smoke. Fire Pots are black like charcoal. Flash Pots, I don't know. I'll just have to remember. I'll just have to rely on not being a senior citizen and attempting to remember. Okay. The arena, I think, is going to be how we make our money in the early game. Trying to stave off going broke due to how expensive our brothers are. Let's see what this says. The arena offers an opportunity to earn gold and fame in fights that are to the death, and in front of crowds that cheer for the most gruesome manner in which lives are dispatched. Are we able to do this right now? Dozens of men mingle about the arena's entrance. Some stand stoically, not wishing to give any hint of their capabilities. Others, however, boast and brag with aplomb, either sincerely confident in their martial skills or hoping their bravado masks any holes in their game. A grizzled man, the master of the arena, holds up a scroll and taps it with a hook for a hand. Your opponents will be 2 recently retired desert bandits. And by retired, I mean taken by the vizier's lawmen, of course. No bandit willingly steps foot in here. Okay. So I think the bandits are like raiders. So the points to some strange looking collars and continues. I think that's a little bit of a typo. When you're ready, put these on the 3 men who will be doing the fighting. This lets us know who to take into the pits. Anyone not wearing these will not be allowed in. Not you, not the vizier. Dare I say, not even the gilder will get in. Okay. Let's do it. 2 nomads. Like, we gotta be able to beat 2 nomads. And I think it's at 750. If we win this, we might be able to hire someone. So these are the collars we have to put on to denote who's fighting. And you can actually see them on the model there. It's kind of hard to tell because of these big helmets. Let's actually, yeah, hell yeah. Let's take a look at what our guys look like. Okay. Uthman is definitely more my speed. I actually shaved my beard off yesterday. I had basically this. I need to grow my hair out, though. But, yeah, Uthman is definitely more my speed. Alright, we are good to go. We're collared up. Cleaners hurry about the arena. They drag away the bodies, collect what's worth collecting, and occasionally throw a trophy into the crowds, eliciting a mob-like rendition of the arena's battles and the stands themselves. The Glorious Three is now a part of this affair. Let's give the crowd something to cheer for. Oh, I'm excited, guys. Our first arena. And these guys look to have decent gear. Now, we have nets. Do we use our nets? Because that'll certainly make this fight a hell of a lot easier. Let's use one. We're going to use one net. And we're going to step in for the better surround. We're going to get whipped. Yeah, I was exactly hoping he would do that. That's perfect. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. So we're going to step in here. No, we're going to step in here. We need to give him a chance to attack. We could lock him down with the net, but because he has the whip, I'm not that concerned about him. Alright, let's go in deep. And let's go for the stun, maybe. Nailed it. Alright, we've set ourselves up great. But he whipped the guy who, you know, wasn't even going to attack anyway. This character has been temporarily disarmed for 1 more turn and is unable to use any weapon skills. Switching to a different weapon will remove this effect immediately. Sadly, I don't have any weapons in my inventory. So we're just going to punch him. So let's see what Death Blow does. Why we would use this over Stab right now. So Stab ignores armor. Death Blow Land a deadly hit on a debilitated target to finish it off. Inflicts damage, doesn't ignore armor very well. And inflicts damage to armor. Inflicts 33% more damage against and ignores additional 20% armor of targets that have been dazed, stunned, or trapped in net sat. Well, we've done both. So let's see what kind of damage this does. Alright, we whiffed one. Go for the stun again, and we miss. His stats are lowered thanks to the net. Down he goes, and we get the achievement unlocked for Assassin. Pretty sweet. Alright, and if we step in this way, we can actually get an attack off. So, Gash, a well-placed slashing attack. Has a plus 10% chance to hit. Let's go for that. The dude is shielded. He wants to run already. So now that he's wavering... You know what, guys? Let's put this down for those of you that are interested. Because he's already wavering, his ability to hit us will start to go down as well. He threw sand in my face, you jerk! If we go into here and look at Uthman, we can see that effect. Distracted. Minus 35% damage and minus 35% initiative. So let's see what it says. This character was on the receiving end of a dirty trick. Distracted for one more turn, they are slower to react and have a harder time landing clean strikes. And we're just going to go for the stabs here. Go for the gash for the likelihood of hitting. Alright, this guy's kind of turtle up. I gotta say, I'm not too scared of the whip when all my guys have pretty good armor on. There we go. So now he's breaking. Down he goes. And we win pretty damn cleanly. At the cost of a net. But very easily and handily win our first arena, which I'm stoked about. I'm assuming I can't... I could return tomorrow and do this. That's awesome. So I can grind this stuff out. The Arena Master is waiting for you. That was a mighty fine show, Crownling. Would not mind it in the slightest if you came back again. The arena will be closed for the day, but you could return as easy or as early as tomorrow. Killed it. So I'm wondering how it scales. I'm probably something I'm gonna look up. I would like to know how it scales. If it scales by like my renown, then there may be something to trying to keep your renown low and perhaps farming arena battles in the early game, because that was very lucrative. My brothers, did they get experience for that? I think they did. I wasn't paying good enough attention, but we didn't get any loot. That's something worth considering. But just 750, and time didn't pass. There was no detriment at all for that. So good. And with that, guys, I feel like we should buy someone, but maybe not. Maybe we should just go ahead and see what maybe a different city has for us. However, I will buy us... We're good for 8 days worth of food. Our gear did get destroyed, so they're not going to fix our gear for us. We might just want to provision, or take advantage of some of the good deals that are here. Like the cheaper... Well, this is barely cheaper. Maybe we just hold on to our money. Yeah, the prices here aren't good enough to buy things to trade. So let's just go. Let's take a contract. Let's read both of our contracts to see what ones we might want to do. And hopefully they'll lead us to another city where we can do something else. So you find Rasil ibn Nusa, the master astrologer, feeding a bird in a cage. The bird is a collage of colors, some of which you're not sure you have even seen before. Suspecting your presence, or perhaps smelling it, Rasil ibn Nusa, the master astrologer, turns with a hint of disgust. You are scaring my bird, Crownling, so I will make this brief for her sake. There are nomads roaming the peripheral of my lands, and I need them destroyed. I'm sure a man of your, station would be willing to undertake such a simple, easy task. We only have 3 guys. I'm kind of uncomfortable, even though our brothers are strong, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with perhaps the numbers that we might get swarmed with. Although if they're a bunch of low tier guys, we can probably just hack them down. I'll need some time to think about this. Let's look at our other contract. And because the nets aren't effective against numbers, right? Nets are really bad versus numbers. They're really good when you're fighting really big, powerful units and you need to surround them and weaken them. But whenever you're getting swarmed by little guys, you want the melee defense and the range defense of cheap shields. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy these two. And I'm going to give them to our other brothers here. And we're going to give them the net as well. But we're gonna try and stay survivable in the early game. For sure. And if we have to fight a swarm of dudes, we'll be happy to have the shields. Or the option to shield wall as well. You enter Faris al-Baji, the Vizier of War's place, to find him standing over a fancy rug littered with human body parts. He looks up at you. These were beast slayers, allegedly, and now here they are, recovered from the task at which they were directed. The Vizier nods, and a few helpers come over and roll up the rug. Flesh and guts flop and squeeze together and gush out the sides. So gross. The servants tilt the rug up, throw it onto their shoulders and march it out, with one dismembered hand flopping lazily from one end. Faris al-Baji, the Vizier of War, claps his hands. I love how they repeat their names. In the desert lives my problem, a collection of cruel beasts that are harvesting the locals. I've stared into the eternal fires and found guidance to seek a crownling to help resolve this monstrous issue. Do you, crownling, find 540 crowns a suitable allotment to purchase your temporary allegiance? Hunt down what terrorizes them. I imagine it's hyenas. I'm going to need some time to think about this. I'm going to 100% do this contract, though, and see if that's something that we can make happen. I'm also going to take this time, guys, to save our campaign, and let's call it Glorious. Alright. Because things are going great. We're going to figure this game out together. I love the Fog of War. I absolutely love it. And look how cool our Gladiator, battle standard and our little token piece are. Get in there, man. I'm so stoked to be playing, guys. It feels like it's been forever that we've been waiting. And now's the time. And we get to see some of the new terrain features. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to step in and box this guy out. Go for the gash. Step in here. And we're going to go brute force here. We're going to want to beat these guys up. There's only 6 of them. But you see how they're already kind of getting a little bit scared? Nice. Our melee defense is pretty high. With the addition of the shields. Damn, the sand, though. That was pretty good damage. Alright, let's finish him off. Wow, those are pretty brutal whiffs. A kill there might have been just the ticket to kind of set in motion some sort of mass rout. And we're stunned on 2 characters now. These weapons, these bludgeons, are the bane of your early game. We can't afford to miss 3 attacks in a row when we're surrounded. Because the surrounding is the great equalizer here. We might just need to shield on our boy up there. Because even with his lower damage, he's not... I don't know if he'll be able to finish off this Nomad, especially if he misses. Did he bleed him? Cut some of his muscles. He injured the hell out of him. There we go. Start this chain route. We're going to pay in durability here. The double stun into us missing a lot of attacks has really cost us. If he goes down, he's running. Now we've got a 1v1 up here. I'm going to step down. Get a better surround there. And go for the stabs. We're okay. Let's hope our shield does some work this time. We could have waited. We could postpone our attacks until we get a bit of a surround. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. We're making it up for it in the fourth quarter. And we got a level on Glebe. What did we get? Nomad leather caps. These are new. They're only 50, but we did get one of the shields, which we're probably going to have to use to outfit a new brother, and a basic militia spear, which is nice. Little bit of food and crowns, ammo, tools. Those tools are going to go great towards repairing all the damage we just took. Can fast forward that here as we walk. Once again, easy bit of crowns for us. Nice close location. You try to enter Rasil ibn Nusa, the master astrologer's room, but a large scarred guard lowers the business end of a polearm across the door. No visitors. You state that you have business with the vizier. The guard shakes his head. A servant comes up behind you and puts a satchel in your arms and then departs just as fast. The guard returns the polearm to his side. Your trivialities with the vizier concluded when you first departed his presence. You are not to poison his mood any further. Leave now, before you poison mine. Well, we got paid. That we did, my friends. We will need 9 tools to finish repairing. I feel like we should, you know, spend a little bit here on tools and supplies. I think there's nothing wrong with that this early. It'd be nice to get some ammunition, but I don't have anyone who's going to be using it, so it's not something we need to rush towards for sure. I'm just a little bummed out by the slim pickings in terms of characters. We could just get one of these like really cheap guys with no daily wages and test him out. So Zahiri, and maybe, you know, maybe we get lucky and he's got good stats or decent stats, and he's the type of brother who just kind of sticks with us and we're good to go. So I would be going with him just because he's cheaper. He's 60 gold cheaper for what to me at this point doesn't look like any difference. So I mean, he's wearing a shirt. That's basically what we're paying for. Much of the southern city-states float atop the expendable bodies of prisoners of war, criminals and indebted, throngs of people who have slighted the guilder or his followers and must earn salvation through hard work, like the beginning of Robin Hood with Kevin Costner. Zahiri is one such unfortunate soul. Zahiri swears he is from the north, but the deserts of the south have left him darkly tanned, and frankly, you have not much reason to believe the words of a former prisoner of war no matter where he's from. His servitude, no doubt, made the man formidable in appearance, though it may be hard to say where his mind is, at being what is essence an indentured sellsword. Let's try him out. Or let's not try him out. Let's actually hire him. Trying out is something that I reserve for when I'm about to spend like 4 grand on someone. We'll just hire this guy, and if he sucks, we'll let him go. Always content with being in reserve. No morale check triggered for non-indebted allies upon dying. It doesn't say here that he's capped at 11 or level 7. He's dexterous, so he's got +5 melee skill, which is nice because he doesn't have any stars in it. He does have 2 stars in range skill, so maybe a bit of a hybrid character. You can get him up to a decent range skill. He'll always kind of have a decent melee skill, something like that. His defenses suck. That's all right. His HP is not terrible. His fatigue, he gets a star. This is a pretty medium thing. He does have superstitious though, which is not a big deal. You just keep a guy like this near your sergeant and you're okay. Not terrible. I was expecting much worse. But just to have someone like that last battle, having someone taking the hits for Uthman would have been pretty nice because he kind of got beat up there. We've got a level here. Let's go for Brawny. And let's see. Glebe, you'll take that 3. You'll take the 3 in melee defense, kind of no question. And then if this was a 3 in fatigue, I'd take that. But let's take advantage of this kind of dead, you know, series of rolls here and just get him a little bit more resolve. I'd like to get him to that 50 mark. I don't really trust brothers who aren't around 50. If he was the one getting beaten on like Uthman was, there's a chance he would have started to break, and that could have been like real problems. So let's perhaps tuck him in here. And if he sucks, guys, he sucks. And, you know, he's got to go. He doesn't take any daily wages, which is amazing. And at some point, you know, if we've got to replace him, we'll just do it. But this is a pretty basic setup, right? We didn't pay much for this. 3 free items, we paid $225. He costs like $210. And just like that, our power grows. And he's going to get some levels, and if we're going to use him, we're going to build him keeping in mind, you know what, a bludgeon might actually be a little bit better than the spear. Just to have more stun options. But I don't want to have to use a bunch of supplies to fix those. Anyway. What was I saying? I digress way too much, y'all. Let's take that contract against what terrorizes Karakan. I'm going to take that. After, you know what, let's camp for a second here. I'm a little bit concerned about our armor. I think we can afford to camp for a minute. It'll speed up the rate at which we repair. Maybe a day will pass. We could look to maybe do another arena. Here we go. A fresh, cool breeze is blowing today, and you feel like it's a good time for the Glorious Three to start something new. You call the men to gather round. What do you tell them? We need allies. Forging a bond of friendship and trust with one of the towns will get the company better prices, more volunteers, and more steady work. I like this. Let us seek fame and fortune. Fighting before crowds that chant our names will draw blood in the arenas of the south. We can do this easy. Oh, you have to fight 5. Okay. This one's pretty much a given. We'll do this almost instantly. Let's do the one where we just have to find a place and destroy it. We actually would have got that done already if we'd have been given the option. So it's a new day. No new brothers, of course, to get. But maybe we could do another arena before we go for the day. And there's also another contract that's been replaced, which is good. Any new goods in the market? Is that too soon to expect that? I'm trying to remember. The arena. I'm not going to read everything, guys, but for a little while it's nice to read some of this stuff because it's all new. This, though, we don't need to read. We've read this before. Fight against 2 nomads once again. Okay. I accept. Are our brothers healed well? Armor, durability. We're missing a little bit, but not a ton. And I think now the shield still... We could use the net here and then switch to the shield. I think that's a pretty good strat. So let's do it. The Glorious Three's business is rarely done before the eyes of those who would prefer themselves distantly separated from such violence. But in the arena, the commoner greedily awaits death and suffering. And it growls with bloodlust as your men enter the pits, and roars as the sellswords draw their weapons and ready for battle. 2 arenas, I love it. Oh, look at these weapons. Alright, this is pretty damn dangerous. I'm not stoked with being the one to step in here. I think the strat probably was to use what I could to switch out my weaponry. We land the stun, though. That's huge. This weapon has reach, which is something we definitely want to consider. But I think we'll be best served here by just going for the kill. And just like that. Just hyper aggressive. That's brutal. But I still think we're alright. Let's get that, and let's get in there. If that's like all other polearms, then he is... And we land the stun. Perfect. Then he is at a disadvantage when we're close by. He'll have a higher chance to miss. He's going to miss his turn. We're going to do the stabs and the beatdowns. He's injured. He's wavering. I was about to say, if he hit me after that, I'd be kind of upset, because the modifiers are not in his favor. And we take him down in 2 more levels. The experience is really... This is a good way to grind experience on a couple brothers. The Arena Master is waiting for you. That was a mighty fine show, Crownling. Would not mind it in the slightest if you came back again. The arena will be closed for the day, but you could return as early as tomorrow. Got it. What an amazing way to make crowns in the early stages here. And they like us a bit more now. The prices... Oh no, are they the same? Am I an idiot? No, they're the same. Ignore me. We got to do a few more contracts before we get to that point. Let's see what the new one is. It's an escort. So this is going to be a good way for us to leave. I think we do the hunt down what terrorizes mission. Then we come back here and we let them pay us to roll out. And discover a new city. It's only a day to the north. Yeah, just tell them I need some time to think about this. And that'll be a free way for us to explore. It's basically paying for a day's worth of crowns. Which is alright. Alright, let's accept this contract. And then also this formation here. Because he took so much damage, Glebe did. Let's adjust this a little bit. This is what I'm looking for here. Sometimes being in the center is dangerous and sometimes it's safer. It just depends on how many enemies you're fighting and what kind they are. Here we're going to go for Brawny. He desperately needs it. So that gave him... He was at 53. So that gave him 8 fatigue. And we're probably going to take another 4 here. Yeah, I'm going to go 4 in resolve, 4 in fatigue. And I'm going to take 5 in hit points. Although I did see that there was a 4 roll in range defense, which is quite nice. But I'm never usually as worried about range defense as everything else. That's not the thing that's going to get you usually. Wow, 4 there. That's beautiful. I think I will take this 4 in range defense. Let's get him up to 10. I usually stop at 10. And then a 4 in fatigue is... Or do I go for the 4 in hit points? Let's take a 4 in hit points. He's going to always have good fatigue rolls. And that gives me 5 thanks to Colossus. So, good stuff. Would like to get these guys all around like 85 HP, something like that. Whenever I see 5 rolls, we're going to take them. I would like to rest for a little while and heal. But we'll see where the enemy is that we're hunting. I see the footprints here. 3 serpents doesn't seem like a lot. You come to a well with a hut beside it. The door is open and slanted off a broken hinge. With a sword drawn, you slowly push it open and find a pile of mush that may have once been a man. Blood drips from the ceiling, and there's a hole on the opposite side of the hut where whatever damaged all this made its leave as violent as its entrance. The beast must be close. I'm a little worried because these footprints are kind of big. I would like to fight the serpents. So 3 hyenas. I'm going to let the serpents go. We'll do that another day. I'm sure we'll fight as many serpents as our heart can take. Are we good? We may not be good. I'm a little concerned. The hyenas hit hard. We'll do our best. 2 arms. Okay, some high ground. I can work with that. I can work with that pretty well. Let's take it. We'll pass here. Move here and spear wall. If they try to go around, and we'll take this high ground as well. And then we'll keep our boys sort of tucked in here. And we'll pass. And we'll step him out next turn if we need to on either flank. It's all about where they go this turn. Spear wall did its job for 1 turn at least. And he's probably going to step in here. And then we'll flank with the Viper if he does. Okay. Not quite. My prediction's a little off, but... Let's go down. Yes. We'll double team him. We'll make him waste another turn trying to get in a position. Perfect. Yeah, so resolve not big on the hyenas, I will say, it seems. Start putting some damage on them. And their hides. We will run them down. So we just took 1 hit, I think. Unless I misremember. 1, maybe 2 hits. Not a bad deal. And if we get some of their hides out of this, We did. We got one Raging Hyena fur. The colorful fur of a desert hyena makes for an impressive and exotic addition to any mercenary armor, if not a sophisticated one. And then acidic saliva. The saliva of the wild desert hyenas is prized by southern alchemists for its unique properties. I didn't know they had that. Okay, it seems like they're going to be a good enemy to hunt for us. The hyenas are contemptuous creatures, but they are tough. Even in death, you find yourself having to hack and chop at the necks just to gain some purchase there. And sawing the heads free requires even more time. But soon the deed is done, and you ready to take the pates and pelts back to Faris al-Baji, the Vizier of War. I kind of would like to take these serpents on. Look at all the dudes chasing them. Our first serpent battle, hyena battle, arena battles, nomad battles. We're doing it all today. I'm a little bit worried. I'm not stepping in on them, but I will step in here. And from what I've seen, they can pull you out of position. So I want them to... they're trying to play 3D chess with me. It's not going to happen. You guys come in. They seem to have high initiative. They dragged me all the way in. Damn. Okay. Well, when my boys show up, you're going to regret that. We fractured his ribs. I thought about just throwing my shield up, but I felt like there was a good chance they would try and disperse the damage around. Alright, we whiffed. Alright, one snake down. Let's go for the other injured one. They hurt, though. They bypassed, it looks like, a lot of armor. And we'll go for a nice quadruple surround. Shield wall might have preserved, you know, some of my defenses here. But that was honestly, that was the first attack they missed. They were pretty Johnny on the spot with those attacks. But look at what we're getting. 2 glistening scales. These scales are shimmering and glistening beautifully in all the colors as you turn them towards the sun. We got 2 of those and then 1 rainbow scale. Desert serpents sometimes have particularly colorful and shiny scales embedded in their shimmering skin. These are sought after by jewelers and trophy hunters around the lands. I don't know if any of these things turn into other items that we can craft, but we're going to want to find a taxidermist as soon as possible. And since we're so injured, and not really injured, but we need to take time to repair, this is a good time for us to travel. So, let's see if we can read this. Well done, Crownling. We shall make good use of these parcels which you have delivered in good time. Parcels? You thought you were here to help solve a monster menace. As guards hurry you out of the square, you eye one of the wise men using a protractor to start making measurements while another man sets up a pedestal and begins to paint. Nice. They're kind of giving you the sense of culture of those ancient times. Those people were way more advanced, I think, than a lot of us would give them credit for. Look how much this is worth. I'm going to hold on to this stuff because I kind of feel like this doesn't do anything, but the scales, obviously, in the hyena fur are probably going to be used in taxidermy. So I'm going to hold on to that. And I'm kind of tempted to buy some of these for the next brothers that we pick up, but I'm sure wherever we go, we'll have that option. We're wealthy enough to get a fire lance. I feel like we got to do it, right? Do we need ammo? It's automatically refilled after battle. Damn, I feel like we got to do it. Fire lance, you're in. That was a huge chunk of money. I could have very easily saved that money. But that's what I'm talking about. Now this is a spear. And it's also stronger as a melee weapon. It's a 30 to 35 versus a 25 to 30. And it also is more effective against armor. So it's a 90? Yeah, so 20% more effective versus armor. Of course it comes with, you know, bonus 6 fatigue. But I'm still pretty happy with that. And let's go for, I guess, student on him. Yeah, seems good. And see what kind of rolls we can get. I'm going to take the 4 here. I don't know yet if range skill is going to affect his fire lance use, because can you even miss with this? I'm not 100%. Let's boost his fatigue, and let's also boost his resolve. 29 is pitiful. We can't have that. Can't have it at all. Let's put him in the center here. Move our formation over a little bit. There we go. And I also kind of like having the spear wall potential in the center. Can he use spear wall? That's a big no. He can't. Okay, so once you use the charge, you don't get like access to spear wall. So let's see how this new attack works. Ignite. Ignite the fuse of your fire lance and unleash a stream of fire and smoke at your opponents. Plus 40% chance to hit. It inflicts a lot of damage to armor and hit points. Can hit up to 2 targets. I'm stoked to use this. No more matches here today. Alright. Well, let's go ahead. They will pay for our provisions, which is nice. So let's accept this contract. Let's buy another set of tools. And food, we're good for 5 days, but I have a feeling that's not quite enough. But the food here, the rice is the new cheap food for us, I suppose. Organize our inventory here. And putting us up to 8 days, I think, is acceptable. I'm good with that. I'm tempted to buy one of these, though, but let's not blow all of our money on garbage. If we don't have to. But let's go. Let's get to that next area. If we get attacked, we're in good shape. There's some caravan guards to help us. But we will get a measly 3 crowns per head for anyone that does attack us. And I think we're going into the north now. Abandoned Fortress. Interesting. We know there's a city here now that we can go check. I knew we were going to the north by the name Ottendorf. But it's good to know where our neighbors are. And they're now well supplied. So we can come in here and see if maybe there's any, good northern recruits that we might want. And there's not, because they have terrified villagers. Sadly. Okay, I mean, fair enough. I don't know how much I want to mismatch the gear. The prices here do kind of suck for stuff. Let's just get some rice, or some grains rather. We're good for 11 days now, so I'm good with that. If they don't have any contracts for me, which I hope they do, what do you need me to do? Robbing graves. Secure the cemetery. Alright, the Cemetery of the Restless way up here. Could be undead, could be, thugs, brigand thugs. We're behind some tracks here. Could be dire wolves, could be Nexurs. Looks like they went up here. Let's get on top of the mountain real quick, see if we can see them. They're like zigzagging all over the place. If we could get some early dire wolf pelts, it's one fat daddy Nexur. I'll take him just because I would like to get this necklace made, if that's possible. Yeah, one fat daddy. Pretty goddamn dangerous. Let's, There's still so much I have to learn about the Fire Lance. We're going to take high ground here. High ground is how we beat this guy. Let's get one there. Back up. Back up. And then back up. I want to leave him open to... I'd like him to come here. Although we could force him into... Actually, like here would be better. This is a better position. Okay, he has to be in like a front line spot. Someone's gonna get eaten though. So I'm not too worried about it. Is he just not gonna come to me? That's pretty unusual. Like what the hell, game? Yeah, that's pretty not normal. I am the aggressor in the battle. So maybe that's the issue. Maybe it just wants me to get close. But the AI is like playing to not be on the low ground right now, which is kind of insane. It's good though. I mean, it's what a player would do. A player wouldn't chase me to the high ground. It's such a dangerous fight. But we can take our time, though, and get into a really, actually good position. If he's not going to move, then we can get, you know, perfect positioning on him. And I see no reason to, like, engage him before we're ready. Yeah, even take a little turn, recover some fatigue. Pass, pass. We can hit him there. Alright, let's see if it works. I mean, that was real damage. He didn't have armor. I mean, it's probably better versus an armored opponent. Let's wait, because he still has to take his turn. Yeah. Man, that was good. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, let's just go for the slashes. Keep it basic. He's not incapacitated in any way. Go for the stun. Nailed it. Skip your turn. It's, you know, you don't need to super overthink battles like this, but I've gotten wrecked by enough of those that I know now to be a little bit cautious. We're going to get Jagged Fangs, but look at the new item here. Growth Pearls. The fast growth of an exerted tissue sometimes engulfs small particles or debris and turns them into shimmering pearls that can be found within the creatures. Should fetch a good price. I think if it tells you it fetches a good price, then it's something that you can just sell and has no like alchemical value perhaps. But good fight. You know, experience. New we got a new item. I was hoping for, you know, fangs and horns, but that's okay. And let's check this out. The grave robbers are here, so we know they're just thugs. How many and how armed. Look at this. We're actually fighting in a graveyard. So cool. Alright, we can actually step on this, so that's good. And we will step in here. We'll go for the guy in the back. And let's lock this kind of area down. They're going to have to go around. And it's going to slow them down. Okay, and we can step in here. God, that feels good. What a powerful attack. I'm almost regretting not buying more of those. We had a chance to buy another one. And we're going to go around here and help support Glebe. I feel like we're going to clean these dudes up pretty fast. And this guy's an easy kill just waiting to happen. So maybe we start even triggering some, yeah. We start triggering some resolve problems for them. Done and done. The fact that it's even just a better spear after it's used, so good. So much value we just got from that one use. I can see why they only give you one use of it, though. It might be a little too strong otherwise. Alright, let's spread the love. And just like that, we have taken yet another nice contract for us. We're making cash, guys. And some half-decent, you know, early game loot. If we were just trying to outfit lots of brothers with, you know, whatever cheap gear we could get our hands on. Not really necessary for us now. What we should do, though, is take advantage of our current position to get on top of a mountain just to get a nice... It's daytime, we're near mountains, we should try and get a good view of the landscape here. And I would like to go back south, actually. So that has been using what little ammunition we have to reload. And we're done. We're done here. We're going to go see what this other city is. And guys, we're nearing the end of what I think is going to be for today's episode. We've already done so much. And I'm excited to see what else the game has in store for us. Ah, it's a fortress. Okay. Well, we should at least visit it. That way it's counted towards us having been here. Kite shields. Heater shields, if that was something we wanted to get into early, just to kind of make that quick purchase. Closed mail coif is one of the best archer helmets you're going to get. I'm tempted to buy this. This is like the best thing you're going to get before you get to Saleh helmets. The prices here aren't amazing though. I'd like to hold on to that dagger for sure. The prices to sell seem okay. Yeah, it's not bad. So let's just sell some of the junk. Sell the full leather cap. Wow, the Nomad leather cap is just straight better. It's more armor for less fatigue than what we just sold. Interesting. And the closed mill coif, we're going to pick that up. That's going to be a solid thing for us for a long time. And yeah, it doesn't match, but it's going to be great. It's going to be great for Zahiri if he does indeed become some manner of archer for us. Take that 4 again. Let's take a 4 in fatigue here. And I'm actually going to take a 4 in hit points. And I'd like to get him out of like the shallow end of the baby pool. Though quick hands might be next on my list. Yeah, and just like that, he just became way more survivable than he was before. So maybe the trade-off for them is that like the padded leather is a little bit better, but the Nomad leather cap is a little bit better than the standard leather cap. Might be looking a little bit too much into it, but that could be the case. I don't think we have anyone who like needs a dagger yet, but it's free to carry, it's free to hold, so let's just hold it. And good stuff. We can't, I mean, there's not much else we can do here. There's a weaponsmith, you know. I've done it before where I've hoarded money just to get an early greatsword, and that's not always a bad strategy. Got an adventurous noble here, one of my favorite types of brothers to recruit. We've got a hunter, something else I really like to get. We've got our raider, we have a bastard. But no really like amazing early game stuff that are brothers that we want to get. And I am tempted, like I said, just to keep it real southern for this playthrough. You know what we do need though? We have to get at least 1 stack of ammo. Yeah, and 98's a good price. 98's a fair price for ammo. So we're good to go there. And let's go back down to Karakin. And then that way we'll be in a cool position for tomorrow. Okay, let's save the game. What is an abandoned fortress? Is this like a battle area? Like if I go in here, am I attacking someone? Or is this one of the 3 places you have to control in order to like do the Holy War? I don't know, but at least we know where it is now. I don't think it's purely terrain. It probably comes into play at some point, right? Let's go see over here. Looks like there might be a hill or something we could stand on. With every battle your sellswords fight, the renown of the company grows. As this fame rises, more people, and not just sellswords, will be looking to join the Glorious Three. Perhaps it is time the company takes on another follower. I think that's just the game being like, hey man, you only got 4 guys. Like, you're right, but 3 of them are gladiators, and we're doing just fine, so hold your horses. We're also keeping costs down quite nicely. And yeah, we've got another arena that we could do. Let's see if they've hired some new boys. They have a nomad, potentially. Okay, I mean, that's something different. 2 nomads. This guy's very high leveled, though. We don't need that. I'd rather them be level 1 and I don't have to pay for it. The prices are better now, finally, but it's not by much. It's very subtle. They have a falcon here, a composite bow. Very cheap. 30 to 50 for the short bow, which is the tier 1 bow, versus the 40 to 55. But what are you getting? You're losing 1 range, but it's just a better bow. Interesting. Okay, what we have here are the wrapped southern helmet. It does reduce your vision by 1, though. Okay. 105, not terrible. And then here we have a southern mail shirt. This looks pretty good. 110 for 450. It's a bit of a discount. I mean, yeah, they've got good stuff on offer. I'm probably going to look up and see whether or not there's any crafting ingredients for growth pearls or rainbow scales. Because if not, I can just sell it. You know, make a cool 500. Whatever we make off the arena. And then we can see if we want to hire a nomad or just get some good gear in our back pockets. For later. Is it a composite bow? No, it's way... See, yeah, this is... I mean, we're getting a pretty good deal if we can afford to pick up that bow early. But guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Brett. My channel is Goodtalk Gaming. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's been super fun. And yeah, I'm excited to play a lot more. Let me know in the comments down below any name suggestions that you might have. Guys, we have a Discord channel. If you'd like to post in there, it's Goodtalk Gentlemen. You can find the link in the description down below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. My previous Battle Brother videos have done amazing for me. They've gotten thousands of views at this point. And that's because they've been crazy fun. We keep it positive in the channel. We do the fun stuff. We do the stuff that we're not try-harding all the time. We keep it light. We're going to have fun. You guys want to name characters. They'll live. They'll die. It's going to be a good time. But without any further ado, thank you so much once again. And as always, y'all, I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.